Welcome back. Beautiful questions from the audience. Please direct them to you for your response.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
The questions, if I get them right, starting from the first, I made a request about Inec's readiness concerning present circumstances of the country. One of the things that we have as a challenge right now is fuel scarcity and then naira scarcity. I believe in another few days, based on the events happening, fuel scarcity should be out. Driving around Lagos today, you can see that so many filling stations are selling fuel, and the queues have reduced drastically. I drove into a filling station and I just bought fuel without any queue. And I bought at 194 naira.
That's good.
Without any queue at all on Lekki axis. And I saw so many of them like that on the road. So in a few days, based on NNPC and federal government injunctions, I believe we should have that fuel scarcity disappear. However, talking about Naira swap, the Naira swap is a major issue that is affecting the whole nation. It is a CBN policy which the monetary operators believe should help curb cash handling. Cash handling in the sense that CBN at the time discovered that we have so much cash in circulation and they are not unbanked. So they wanted to get this money back into the bank. However, the new one or the redesigned one is not circulating enough. The way it is, they're underproducing. They are not meeting up with the need because it's NSPMC that is doing it right now. They're the ones producing the Naira. That's the local producing company. So that may be a challenge. However, Inec had a meeting with the federal government in person of President Muhammadu Buhari and his vice president, as well as the CBN governor and the finance minister just a few days ago. And at the Pali, they agreed that all the logistics Inec will need will be provided, yes, including cash. So the Independent National Electoral Commission is going to be prioritized in terms of cash and logistics.
That's fine.
So they have assured us that they are going to stick to the timetable for the elections. So I hope that answers your question. The next one I have here is the measures being put in place against rigging and security. Okay, so if we look at rigging, we talked about the BVAS, the bimodal verification, the module that was introduced by Inec, and that is supposed to curb rigging. I believe so many of us followed what happened in Osun State, where they had cases of overvoting, and that was exposed by the BVAS because there have been overvoting all along. But with the advent of the BVAS, it was easily exposed. This number registered, let's assume a figure, 100,000 registered. At the count of the day, they discovered 140,000 voted. How did it happen? So that was exposed because of the BVAS, and we expect more of such so that we can curb rigging. And we expect INEC to help us with that. On security, I can assure you that the Nigerian government, led by President Muhammadu Buhari, is very interested in handing over on May 29. And because they want to hand over, they want to do everything possible to ensure that the elections hold as safely and as fairly as possible.
He promised a credible election.
Yes, he said he will deliver the best election ever.
Yes, ever. So let's hope so.
So we expect them to deploy the security agencies, in place. All of them, to support INEC and make sure that we're protected. However, it still doesn't mean we shouldn't exercise caution. Okay, so as voters and as citizens, we should still exercise caution. Look around the center before you go and cast your franchise. Look around you to be sure that environment is safe. And if there's any brouhaha happening around or imbroglio, please take a little bit of stepping back, because stray bullets does not identify people. It can hit anybody. So that's just it for security. The other question I have here says, will our votes count as youth? Assuredly, as we have discussed here on this forum, all votes are going to count.
Yes.
Every single vote is going to count. That is why some nations in this country go the extra mile to register even they are underaged. That is to tell you that the votes will count. They will register underage, they will register people that don't exist, just to make sure they get that one vote from them. So your one vote, my one vote, his one vote, her one vote is going to count.
Really?
Let's just put it in there first, and then let other things run. And the last question I have here is, how can Inec or the federal government assure us of stopping or curbing vote buying? Okay, vote buying is a challenge the whole world has faced for a long time. I remember during the last presidential election in the US, President Trump circulated materials to people in the name of relief. He gave them boxes. Some of them, in fact, a friend of mine received his own box, and he said, this is what Trump gave us. It's not Christmas, it's no longer COVID, but he said it's a relief package. A whole box full of things, and then inside it, there was a small card, vote Donald Trump as president. So, here, what do they give around? Bread, gari, rice, 5,000 naira, and things like that. In the history of man, I have to be honest with you, vote buying will not end. However, the onus is on you as the voter.
Exactly.
To exercise your franchise by your conscience, knowing the implication of what you're doing. So even if they brought all the franchise to you and brought all the logistics and give you a card, just say thank you, and then go and cast your vote for your conscience. That is all I'm going to say. Because they are still going to come, people will still try to cajole you to vote for them by all means. I'm going to be very open to you.
That's true.
All political parties engage in it. So it's not common to one party. Everybody tries to cajole because they are fighting for the same audience.
Yes.
So you just exercise your own franchise using your conscience. Vote buying will not stop. And as long as they can't change what is on the ballot, you decide it. And it's a secret ballot. It's not open. So you go into your cubicle, cast your vote, and move on.
So thank you for the answers you have provided. I think we have had, especially this last one about vote buying or selling of your PVC. I just showed mine before. There are people who are already selling this PVC already to collect 20,000, 30,000. I don't know how they're going to do it. With what we told us BVAS is going to do, it's not going to be an easy thing with BVAS.
It's not going to be easy.
Easy because BVAS captures just one person.
And the face.
And that is and the face. So if I sell my card to you and I don't have the same face with you, I don't know how that was going to work. But what I'm saying that you do that, you're selling your conscience away already. We know the situation. Anybody that really want to do it shouldn't even be relying on the money to pay. Why would they not give you this money all these years? Why this now campaign is around that they are now remaining, they want to share rice or share beans and that is the end for the next 4 years again. They don't even know where you stay or where you live. So I think we should not really sell our conscience this time around. We should be convinced of what we're doing. We need somebody that will take up to where we have been expecting, to expectation. It may not be done within these 4 years, but at least we'll see the process on ground. So we know all of them, like the guest mentioned. We know all of them as a matter of fact. We know their antecedents. We know what they have done in the time past. And we know what they are also doing now. So let us go out and cast our vote to whoever we are convinced really that would take us there. Having said this, please, your parting words to our audience.
Thank you very much for this period and this opportunity to talk to people. I want you to know that within the next few days, we're going to be at the polls. Mm-hmm. And within the next few days, your vote is going to count. Within the next few days, you're going to see another leadership emerge. As it is, status will change. And we desire certain changes in this country.
Yes.
If you want to walk in the time and the line of your desire, then go ahead and vote in the thought towards the person that can deliver such desires. We need all the good things that they have in developed countries. We want to develop too. We want good electricity, we want good infrastructure, we want very good roads, and we want to live in peace with one another.
To put an end to Japa syndrome.
So, I don't know what else to tell you, but just do the right thing. Go out there and choose the leaders that you are sure will help this nation. Thank you very much.
A word is enough for the wise, they say. So we have really discussed this at length, believing that the next 2 weeks, because we're already counting down, we'll go and cast our vote. Please do what we have just told you now. Do not participate in any form of violence. Do not. That's not what we're asking you, because we believe and we have been praying too, as a Christian, that this election will be peaceful. So don't participate in anything, but don't also be afraid to remain at home. You have gotten your PVC and you remain at home. I think they have ended collection of PVC. That's ended now, but we believe the majority of you must have gotten yours by now. So that day, please go out and be there on time. They said time for 8:20 to 2:30 or something like that. Yeah, to 2:30. And so let's keep to that time and be there on time. And then do your own and leave the rest to God. Prayerfully, God will also see us through. Having said this, I guess I'm so grateful for your presence with us and your contributions to this matter we just discussed. Audience here present, thank you for your patience. And production crew, thank you. Executive producer, thank you. All our sponsors, we say may God continue to prosper your business. And we also need more sponsors too, to ensure that this program is on air. We want to call comedian First Class to wrap up this program. Please join us next week, same station and same time. I am a Hillis. Vivid View.
Say it and do it.